All right. Hi, Aaron and Mike. Thank you for joining us.
No, we're happy to
No
be
problem.
here. See, I told you.
That's okay.
We'll keep it. It's adorable. Okay. So we are talking to you because you're an age gap couple and you happen to be a same-sex couple. So you have two things that might be perceived differently. So we want to hear about everything. We know a little bit about how you met and everything, but can you tell our viewers who might not know?
Should I tell them?
Yeah, work away.
Okay, we met on Grindr, which is a I don't know if you'd exactly call it a dating site as much of a
Yeah. Hookup site.
Sounds like no. So it's kind of it started out as more hookups, but now it's more of a dating site. But I was at home one night and Aaron texted me, and I'm not quite sure how it started, but I found out he was 23 and I was ready to hang up, but he charmed me we were chatting or texting, and he said, I might just have to marry you one day. And so
That's that forward, like.
So I was kind of charmed after 5 minutes. And then he was over on an exchange program, so he was in a dorm, so he was coming to my place, and I was really kind of nervous because since I'd been 25, I'd never gone out with somebody 23. And I told him bring his driver's license. Because I had no idea, what does a 23-year-old want somebody as old as me? I thought maybe he was like, wanted to, what do you call it, embezzle me or something, So anyway, so he came over, and we had a great time, and I fell for him right away. It was just it was amazing. It was great. It was great.
And Aaron, you were in New York. You were working at the Uber.
So I was working in New York. The place I was working at was actually Pret a Manger, sandwich shop. So it was just while I was in college over there.
Oh, okay.
And then the second time I went over, I was doing a marketing internship over there, and it was the first time that I met Mike. And then, so obviously, like he was saying, I messaged him on Grindr, and it was just, initially it was just to be honest, it was just a hookup. Like I was in New York, I was in like the big city, so I was like going to plan on, seeing every aspect of it. And then I just really looked, to be honest, like he was really my type. He was really, to be blunt about it, I thought he was really hot, like. So I was going to hit him up, and I was like, do you want to hook up? And we kind of started exchanging a few messages. I remember getting the subway, it's the subway into Manhattan, and we met up, and like we met a few times, and then it was going really well, and we just continued to meet more and more. And then I was over there for a few months, and then it kind of went from there, to be honest, didn't it?
From there, where? No. So we spent a lot of the summer together, and then Aaron went back, and we had kind of a stupid falling out, and I really loved him, but I wasn't. He was 23, and I thought he had. I wasn't going to get pressure. I wasn't going to go after him. I just thought, he had, he was young. He's got to formulate what he wants and stuff, and I wasn't sure if he knew what he wanted. And then that Thanksgiving, I got a text message from him, and he just said, we kind of, everything was fine between the two of us, and we texted back and forth for about 2.5 years, not that often. And then right before COVID started, probably the September before COVID started, he said, why don't you come over here sometime? And so I made arrangements to go in January, and I went in January. I had a great time. And then when I left, I left, oh, I'm saying a lot. I left, and I went back to the States, and I was traveling around, and all of a sudden I was going to go back in April, and we realized COVID was starting. And, I texted him, and we decided, I really wanted to go back. He wanted to see me, and things were getting bad. So we decided I would go there, as soon as possible. But it was the hardest thing in the world at that time, getting flights. And as it turned out, I must have gotten one of the last flights leaving the States.
Thank goodness.
And so after that, we were there. I was not able to go back to the States because of COVID. But after 3 months, we decided, or I asked him, to get married. I just knew. I was never so sure about anything, and it didn't even matter if he said no. I just had to let him know, exactly how I felt. It was just kind of a good feeling that, I would have been upset, but it was just, I never felt that way about anybody before, and I wanted him to know. So I guess that was, marriage. That meant marriage.
That sounded like it was for both of you, like watching your videos on Queer Days, your YouTube channel, because we'll also add you have a YouTube channel where you talk about a lot of these things and travel vlogs and everything. So we'll put that link as well. But it sounds like for Aaron, you too, it was like you had been like, you know, dating on and off. You didn't think that you were gonna find someone. You're just like, I think not, you didn't give up. You just didn't think that you were gonna find long term at that point. And then Mike came along and it kind of clicked. So I find it very cool that it was like, this is the person for me. There's something different here that I didn't experience in other people.
Oh, look, 100%. Like, so I've always been into older guys. Never questioned it, never thought anything about it. It was just who I was attracted to. It wasn't like, you know, I couldn't force who I was into. Like, it was just that's who I was into. And then, so, you know, growing up throughout the years, I've always met older guys. And, you know, like we say, like watching porn, even like, you know, this fantasy that like, you know, oh, like that's just, it just became, oh, that's just fiction. It wasn't reality. So I could meet older guys, have fun. But it was never like a relationship could brew from it. It was never like, it was always wrong place, wrong time. It was always just this quick fix. And it kind of then slowly dawned on to me, like, this isn't never going to happen for me. I was like, right, I know what I'm into. That's fine. I'm going to grow up through my life. I'll have hookups, but I'm never going to have a relationship, never be married. And I got to the stage, I guess, where I accepted it. And I was okay with it. Like, I mean, I think you get to the stage, like, you know, it just became like an idealization. And I felt at the time it was just unrealistic. And it was what I wanted, but I accepted it. Maybe it wasn't going to happen. And then, I mean, Mike came along, and it's so, I don't know if it's rare or just strange when you meet a guy and, you know, everything just kind of clicks. So like, obviously, like looks wise, he's like perfect for me. And then it's like almost like we became best friends. And it was just weird because I never had this feeling before where I got along with someone so well, and this relationship just naturally kind of brewed up. And then I just, honestly, I fell over head over heels for him. And then like, when he asked me to marry him, I genuinely like just wasn't expecting it at all. Like, I mean, I just wasn't expecting that question ever to happen. Like, it was just like, it was so far from my mind. It was just non-existent. And then it was like, I didn't even have to think about it. I mean, it was a split second. I was like, of course I'll marry you. Like, you know, it was like, of course, like, just like, it was like meant to be. And it was just so strange because for like the biggest decision of my life, I would have expected that I had to like think about it or something. Like, I thought I would have mixed feelings or like maybe like reservations, but no, it was just the easiest decision of my life. I never met someone who I'm so attracted to that I just had this connection with, and it wasn't something I wanted to leave go. So like, I was fully in there.
And it was actually a bigger decision than just that, it seems, because from what I heard from, I think you did an interview with LGBTQ plus life, that you hadn't told your parents or even just like some friends that you were gay. So this was, oh, I'm getting married and oh, I have to tell people. So how was that?
Not only that, he got to tell his mother he was gay. He was getting married into a man much older than him.
Yeah,
Than he was.
There's a whammy.
He's got a triple whammy.
At least you told her. Her dad found out on Facebook.
Don't recommend
it.
Like, married?
Did you tell him before or after on Facebook?
Well, that's another story. She wrote a blog about it, but I'm more out there. And so I put out that we were married, and I thought people would think it was a joke, but I tagged her, and then her dad saw it and married. And so then she'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I told my mom, but it's like the dads, I feel like this is with a lot of families. I don't know, dads just don't take things as well, or
It's
I
their
don't know.
daughter. You're his little girl.
Yeah. So, and I know that would be hard for him, except it was even worse that I didn't even tell him. So I put myself in a worse situation because he didn't even find out from me. But I have a blog post about it that I just.
Is Dan older than your dad?
No, actually.
No, yeah. Thank goodness.
Yes. There's a whole like 8
she was a late baby for her.
Yeah,
for her
my mom
parents.
was 35.
Thank goodness.
Well, not for you, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Not that we would have met.
Yeah, but
but
it is kind of weird because her mom is in the range of women I was used to dating.
Yeah, I tease, like, when he goes over there, I'm like,
don't take your shirt off and stuff. My mom's here,
Well, actually, ITs do take your shirt off for fun.
It's funny. I have to comment that I relate to Aaron on this because on the other side of it, I had given up. I was married before, and then I had been not married for about whatever, 10, 15 years. And I thought I had a dream of what it was supposed to be like. And I had given up because I had tried like the Tinder and the Hinge and all these things, and I just couldn't find anybody that I had any kind of connection with. And it would go for a month or two and then something else. And I had just decided this is it. I'm gonna be alone the rest of my life. I certainly never would have ever gotten married. I did not think about ever getting married again.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna live in a van with a dog and travel around. And I was like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. And then COVID happened and we met through our YouTube channels and stuff. And when she came here to visit me, I went there first and met her in Michigan because it was a long distance thing.
Yeah.
And then she
Not
came
as long
here.
as yours,
I know, as
but-
far as that, we didn't have to cross any. Yeah. So she came here and I immediately felt comfortable. It was like immediately the first day she was here, I just thought, this is how this is supposed to be. I didn't want her to leave. And in the past, I'd had women that maybe stayed a weekend. And then by Monday, I was like, okay, well, I need my space, So it was really, and then she asked me to marry her. So I was like, yeah, of course.
Not gonna pass that up.
But I had completely given up. It was just really strange. So
It's funny though. So you guys met COVID. I mean, COVID has been so horrible, but if it hadn't been for
Yes.
COVID, we would have never been married because I would have gone back to New York after, 4 weeks, and then I would have never considered, really moving here or anything. So just, it gave us such a chance, 10 hours, 24 hours a day, just, talking, getting to know each other better than we did.
Yes, that's the same with me, not just in my relationship, but like I was in a company for 4.5 years, and I knew it wasn't the ideal company, but it's the thing, you get chained in by money or whatever. And then we started working remote, and it was just a lot easier to sever from that job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kept working for them during the pandemic, but then when Darin came along, I was just like, it's remote. It's not like I have to go in and tell my boss these things every day. I'm already slightly disconnected from the work and her. So I left that job, and now I spend actually a lot of time with Darin because now I found, like, I was in HR and it was a small company and I learned a ton, and it was like IT. And then now I just do consulting work. Like I took a break from I got to know Darin, walked dogs with him for a while. And then this opportunity came up, and I just love more the entrepreneurial mindset and all of that. So I love that I can just be with him and do work and work on our project. It's very, very good.
I always like to ask with the different life stages with a age gap couple, do you feel any of that? I know that Aaron went back to work recently, and well, I think in the interview with that Mick guy, it had only been a couple of weeks, and
That
you were
was
saying
July.
you get stuff done around the house or whatever, but so how is that going with you being kind of get to stay at home more, and Aaron going into work every day? And
I wish he was at home more, but I work a bit, in the mornings and stuff. And then it's crazy. I'm still trying to get my immigration taken care of. I'm still trying to get my booster COVID shot. I mean, things are so slow that I haven't had a chance. Well, I'm not the type of person who gets bored. I love to read. I love to, look at things. So, but anyway, so I mean, I'd love to see him more. I loved it when he was here, but no, I don't have any problems with it at all. And I think if we were both, working and starting our careers, we'd be both, when things opened up, be tempted to be working 10 hours a day, trying to get ahead and everything. And, it'd be really tough to spend time with each other. But, I can make more allowances than Aaron can. And so, it works out, it works out really well, I think.
And in your previous, I don't know how long you've been single, or actually I know Aaron from the interview before, but like before you guys got together, I don't know, Mike, what were your situations with other guys? Did you have a type, or were you the one that worked a lot, or just what did it used to be like?
Oh, I've never had a type. I mean, I've gone out with
Personality first.
I really, yeah, I've never had a type. Whatever happened, just kind of happened. But I was in a relationship for about 15 years with somebody that ended probably 4 years ago. And it ended for a few reasons. Mainly, knew in my heart it wasn't going to work. He was not American. He was not open. He was not out. And his family the whole country hates gays, not only his family. And, it was frustrating because, so emotionally it was very tough. And, he would come on vacations with my family all the time. And, he was a big part of my family life. And I would go to the country he was from, and, he would have dinner with his family 3 days a week. And, I was never going to be included. And I just realized, that it was, no matter how much I hoped it would change, it was not going to. And I just, some point I knew it was time to say goodbye. And, so that was basically it. And then it was probably about 3 years before I met Aaron. I really wasn't looking for, a relationship after being in one for so long.
No, definitely.
I always say I never had a type either. In fact, the relationship before Sarah, the woman was like 6 years older than me. So when her dad first found out about us, he thought I was a pedophile, and then I was like, and I'm like, well, no, it never even dawned on me before. But so, and Sarah didn't really she's never been with an older man before. So
no, for many years, I went out with a sumo wrestler. No, I'm just kidding.
We just did some sumo wrestling in the backyard the other day.
Yeah. I actually
No,
was.
so
I was just gonna say that I was in a long relationship before Darin, 6 years for me. Yeah. So from that relationship, I learned what I did like, and it didn't matter that Darin was older. It just he had the characteristics that I learned I didn't like.
I'm gonna not interrupt you since you stopped speaking, but one of the things, it was funny because we started out the 15-year relationship in New York with each other. And then for work, he moved to Europe. And so we were going back and forth a lot. And after that, he moved back to Asia. And so we were going back and forth a lot. So really, I was not interested in a commuting relationship again. It was just, so Aaron was in Dublin and I was in the States. So it was something that, I thought I'd just be seeing him for a good time, but obviously, it was much more of a good time. And another thing about, you talk about work and being at different life stages, if we were both at the same place, I probably would not have been able to pick up and leave a career and, start over. Whereas, it was very easy. I said to Aaron, I just want to live where you are. I could work from anywhere and it's not that important. So, that's another thing that made it easy.
I so admire that you could, did, and you're just like, okay, the one I love lives there. I'm just going to pick up everything and go.
Yeah.
When Aaron was in New York, the time that you guys met, then how long, Aaron, were you in New York so how long did you guys have in the States to get to know each other before you had to go back?
We were with each other pretty much solid for about a month.
Oh, okay.
That's a long trip. That's one perk of going to work. A work trip. Okay. That's not.
Well, no, you were on a travel abroad, a work abroad?
Yeah, so it was with the college I was in, the university I was in, basically we're allowed work abroad.
Yes, okay.
It was work abroad. Okay. Cool.
Not like a work trip, like a actually work abroad.
That would be too cool.
I always wonder, Sarah always asks this, but because she worries about this. Being the younger person, do you have fears about being with someone older and that you're going to be left alone after you've found this love of your life and everything? And she always worries about that. And so then I have to try to stay healthy as long as possible.
Thank you.
Because I'm mad too. I'm like, I wish I would have met her, 30 years ago, but then she would have been.
It's strange. It's a strange one, really, because honestly, before, we'll say, initially never dawned on me. I never, I was into old people. Those things never were in my thought process. And I suppose they kind of have slowly crept in, which I do find it nerve-wracking sometimes. It kind of, I don't know what way to put it, because I don't know if it was the fact that, I never thought I was going to be in a long-term relationship, or if it just honestly never came into my head. But obviously after we got married and stuff, I kind of like, was a bit more conscious of the age difference, which made me think more. But it didn't change anything, but it's definitely something that made me think more about it. And, at times it could make me, I don't know, it would make me kind of wonder, like, I don't even know if wonder is the right word, but, because I just, like, he's not allowed leave. Like, I mean, he's here forever as far as I'm concerned. Like, I mean, it's like, I feel like our ages just halt from this stage, and like, this is it now, you're here forever. And so that's kind of what I'm like, that's what I hope, but that's like, I don't know if it's a realistic thing. So
And the way I look at it is, you know what? He likes old men. If we have a good 10-year run, he could go meet 2 other men and have a great life.
Yeah.
See, when
He could do
I
it 2 more
hear
times.
those jokes, to me are just like that. For other people it's funny, but I'm like, I don't want to love anybody else, and it's just
No, but you know what? That, I think about it too, and it bothers me, that I could die. But I figure, you know what? I mean, be my hope really that, he does meet other people. And, and he still has a long life ahead of him. I mean, that's just, I mean, I would love him. I mean, the thought of him, not being with somebody else would kill me. I mean, well, I'd already be dead, but
Yeah.
no, but I would hate the
Because-
thought.
Yeah. Because we talked to another woman who, she was 28 and he was 50, and they were married for 18 years, and then she lost him. And now she's with another man, but he's her age, and they're both retired. And it was several years ago that the first, so yeah, I figured, she's got time. She can meet somebody her age later, and then they can retire together.
Yeah.
well, we'll see what happens.
So I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you have any issues that you think come up in your relationship that are due to the age gap, or are they just regular people issues that are going to come up?
that
no matter
Aaron doesn't
what?
make the bed, or that Aaron, when he's in the bed, he pulls up all the sheets and you have to redo them. There's one.
Yeah, it's funny. No, but you know what? I mean, I was just writing a blog, and I can't remember. And I did say, though, that I think maybe I was a bit, I mean, believe me, I threw everything in a suitcase to come here. But I realized that, I do not know anybody here because of COVID. And, it scares me, and I never anticipate anything going wrong. But yeah, it would be harder, it does get harder to pick up and move, and God forbid, something happens or something, that I think that's the only, a bit of age gap. I think it's not as easy to pick up, and leave and stuff when you build a life. I mean, I've been living in the States and, New York for 20 years and have a life there, and I spent, a good deal of time in California. You build a life. And here, I mean, I don't think I depend, I mean, I'm not, leaning on Aaron per se, but I don't have a life here, yeah, I really don't.
Emotionally, he is your life there.
Yeah, and and I don't know people here yet and stuff, but I'm it's gonna, it will happen. But it takes time to build a life and stuff.
Yes, and I feel that way. I didn't move across country, though I want to one day with Darin, but because I moved from Michigan to Missouri to be with him, and I don't have like my friends established here. Obviously, it's easy enough to talk on Zoom or well, not really Zoom, but like on chat on the phone or whatever. But for me, it also, so it was easy for me to move here, but like mentally, it took me so like a while to adjust to, this is my life now. So even I had been in Michigan for my whole life, besides when I was really little, lived elsewhere. But I don't know, for me, I still had that struggle, like, this is my new life, this is where I live now. But maybe it's just because I lived there for so long. I mean, I'm still, 27,
I mean, I never missed the States, and it's so easy to talk to people, but I haven't seen my family or friends in 2 years. But I'm with Aaron, and it just, I mean, I wouldn't even want to go there without him. He's such a, a big part of everything. Where in Michigan are you from?
Near north of Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay.
Near U of M.
Uh-huh.
Near like 40 minutes
Okay,
from
I know.
Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have
Right,
any
do you have-
pets?
No, Mom, my dog, I told you I had a dog, but no. I told
yeah.
Aaron would love a dog, but this is what would happen. He will go to work, he will go to work every day. I'll be training the dog, walking the dog, cleaning up his mess. Aaron will come home from work and go, "Oh, I love you so much." To the dog. So-
you had good forward thinking. You probably made a good decision. Yeah.
but
I was a
dogs
dog
are-
person, and then she came and brought cats. I'm still
Did they get
adjusting.
along?
No, I don't have a dog now. I had just lost
Oh.
my dog
Oh,
just before
yeah.
she came. And
And then I replaced the dog.
so now I'm having to adjust to cats who just crawl all over everything.
I could see.
Yeah, there's another one, but this one's the one that likes the camera the most.
Do you guys share the same types of values? I mean, like religion, politics, that kind of thing. Being in the Midwest, I had trouble finding women that agree with me on religion and politics a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so that was one thing that I liked about Sarah, but did that come up at all? Or is that ever?
No, I mean, I think we value family a lot, and neither one of us are really religious. And I do feel, I mean, I am Jewish, and I do, it's not a large part of me, but it is a big part of me, same, as being American is and being gay is. So, but no, we have no problem with, conflicting values or anything.
That helps.
We're not very, I mean, I hate Trump, but I'm not, political, I'm not that political or anything. And I don't know, I'm not familiar with politics here yet.
Mhm.
It's so horrible here because it put a divide down, and then you couldn't
escaped
date.
at the right
Yeah, you
time.
did, because I couldn't date a woman that said she voted for Trump. I'm like, that just something's wrong with her, So, like,
I have six brothers and
it narrowed the
sisters.
field.
I have six brothers and sisters, and one brother and his wife voted for Trump, and we can't even speak about, speak
No,
politics.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, in the Midwest, every woman, I would look at every profile and it would be like, I'm looking for a God-fearing man. And I'd be like, so
I grew up in Chicago. It wasn't that bad.
yeah, I'm in Kansas City, in Missouri,
Oh,
Kansas.
okay,
Just,
yeah.
so, but the funny thing is I'm an atheist, and she's, I guess, agnostic is,
Yeah.
but she was with a Muslim, and she had talked about like converting to Muslim, and that was part of the thing that she kind of realized, I don't want to be a Muslim for the rest of my life.
Yeah, because I prided myself. Sarah is so open-minded. I wasn't raised with a religion, so I can be anything. And
Yeah.
then I confined myself, and I was like, wait, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So that was the person I was with was very Americanized. So it was kind of like, you can be like light Christian, kind of light Muslim, but still it was this thing around.
Yeah.
It was still the way he thought, framework that he thought. So not ideal.
Something that you mentioned, your identity. I always like to ask same-sex couples about this, because we worry about a stigma of being old guy, young woman,
Yeah.
but you probably had to deal with being gay. So especially you, Mike, being older or whatever. But so do you feel any pressure about being younger, older, or is it that
Not
you've
at all.
already got the gay stuff in there behind it, so it doesn't matter as much? Or
Oh, you know what? I mean, maybe this sounds stupid or corny, but I think we love each other so much. We never notice. I mean,
yeah,
you just don't notice it. I mean, and none of my friends or family, has been anything but, happy for me and stuff. If somebody has a problem with it, I feel bad for them. But, and I think, I mean, when they see how happy I don't know, to me, when people see how happy we are, I would just think they'd have to change their feelings, it just doesn't occur to us, really. I mean, it's funny, we've had a few comments, like next door, there's a hotel to us, and I think one time, what did she ask? How we're related? If you were, or,
That's a kind way to put it.
yeah, and I told her, no, we were engaged, but I just, and they're real, they seem happy. Or one time it was funny in New York, we were getting a phone for Aaron, and the guy said, oh, I think your son would like this one. And we just look at each other and laugh, it just, I don't know. It just never, I don't think either one of us ever think about it.
Was it different for you, Aaron, because you had, I don't know, you had to tell your mom, you had to tell more people. So what was their reaction? I think
well, wait,
your mom,
which was worse, the older man or the man? having to tell him that.
Yeah.
I would, go on, you tell him, I don't know.
No, it was kind of bizarre, like, because I never really hid it. Like, I suppose when I moved to Dublin, like, I never hid about being gay that much. I mean, I didn't go out openly and tell the world, but like, I mean, I go to gay bars and I'd get up to a lot of mischief, like, so it was never like really hidden that well. But I remember one time going back home down to where I was from in like south of Ireland, and I told my mother like that I might be gay, and she was just like, people would always tell me like, oh, your mother will know, and I was like, look, my mother doesn't know, like, I can promise you. I remember telling her, and she was like, you know what, I think it's just a phase. It's like, I think you're actually straight. And I think you must be right. You are just like, you are so right.
But don't you have? Oh, I was gonna say, don't you have a brother who is gay? And I don't know if that helped or hindered.
So it's kind of like, so I mean, first of all, when I told my mother, I think because she kind of seen me as just this really wild child, and like kind of just, I love to party and I was always up to no good. I think she knew the moment I told her about Mike that, like, I loved her to bits, but her decision wasn't going to change it either way. But she could tell that there was a huge change, that I really loved him, that this was serious. And I mean, she was on board straight away. She knew it was the real deal from the get-go. So she never questioned it. She welcomed him with open arms and made me feel more comfortable. And honestly, I've actually gotten so much closer to all my family, not just my mother, but my whole family, because, it's allowed me to be more myself. I don't have to be this fake person around them. So it's kind of opened up this whole new, I have a closer relationship with all of them. And then touching on my brother is kind of funny, because obviously my brother is gay as well. Like, and like how many more people in my family? There's too many gay people in my family to say, right? But so like, obviously we never talked about it, so we both didn't know about each other. But like, I knew about him because obviously from Grindr and stuff, he might have popped up, and I'm like, oh, like, just block, and we'll just like never talk about this again. Like, it'll just never happen. Like, but my mother always kind of had suspicions about my brother. And it was just weird. Like, even me and my brother have grown closer now, because, we're both happy in our own skin, and it's just changed a lot, because there was so much, would say, when the whole family is all lying who they are, it's kind of hard to be close as a family when no one's actually been, themselves. Everyone's kind of dealing with their inward struggles, and there's just so much tensions with everyone. And then all of a sudden, people are being themselves and they're being happy, and we kind of get closer together. And it's, to be honest, it's such a relief, but it's just a nice feeling. Like, I mean, I've never had, like, it's until recently, I've never felt, so happy in my own skin, so loved by like my family, by everyone, and in a happy relationship. And actually, it's the most important thing to me at the moment. Like, I have values now that I never thought I did. Like, I like, as much as I used to like going out, I love just staying a night in. I actually like spending time with my family now. I like, it's just so many different things that I just value so much more now.
Mm-hmm.
Was your brother out before you? Did your parents know? Your mother?
I don't know if he ever like officially even came out. Like, I suppose I'm not really fully sure about the whole scenario there, to be honest. I think people just knew a little bit more, but again, I don't know the full scenario there. So I think people knew about he might have been gay before me, because even he didn't, like, I don't think anyone in my family actually knew. Then you might have to ask them about that as well, like, get their inside view on it.
We'll get them on here. And oh shoot, I just forgot my question. No, but I have my own question.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
No, I have my own question. Oh yes. So Aaron, what attracts you to Mike? It seems like a lot might be that Mike is very confident in his skin, and is that part of the lure to maybe older men and Mike? Like, they're out. I mean, like, already.
It's funny, like, one of my best friends who's gay, so we're the same age, and he's into older guys as well. So like, as you do, but we kind of, our older types are, we'll say, kind of different. So like, it's like, I have this type of where, like, like, Mike to me is my perfect type, but if I was trying to describe someone else, I'd be like a Simon Cowell. I don't know if you know him over there. Like, I find him amazing. Like,
American.
I like guys that are confident, and they just have this aura about them. It's like this real, just, confident, sexy businessman vibe. Like, and it tries to just get me going, and then I just go down a loophole of it. Like,
Yeah, I know you said Mike was like, you're perfect. Like, there he is, right there. You found him, and he had
Yeah.
everything.
No, exactly that, like 100%.
Do you think so? It's also a little bit different, but you're attracted to an older man because of sexy confidence. And I think in one of your videos, you had said that it is pretty common in the gay community to be with like younger, older pair. Why do you think that is? Does it have to do with like they're so confident in their skin, or is it something else? Or
I don't, it's a real double-sided thing from my experience in the gay community. I think there's plenty of guys that are into older, younger, will say, in the gay community. But if I'm being honest, I also think there's a huge stigma within the gay community. It's something that's done and everyone like knows that people are into, you can be into what you want. But I mean, I think there's more stigma if I go into a gay bar with Mike than I get from my straight mates, which would probably give me less stigma, which is, it's kind of a strange side and people don't often see it.
So there's an age gap stigma for you as well as for us then. Same kind of.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I mean, like, sometimes I find it quite like, I mean, I'm 100%, you know, like, to me, it's like, you know, my relationship and like, I'm happy in my skin and, you know, I know what I like. And that's, I think it's really a good thing that you can't change who you like. And that's a certain thing. But I think, you know, there is a stigma about there and there always will be. Like, it's like, you know, if I could choose to be into guys that are like, we'd say, first of all, if I could choose to be straight, I would have chosen to be straight. Like, and then second of all, since I'm being gay, like I would have chosen to be into guys my age. It would have made life a whole lot easier. So I mean, I'm not going to be like choosing the more difficult path. Like, it's not like, that's not like, that's the fun thing to do. Like,
that's why I always think it's crazy when people say that you chose that lifestyle. Like, who would choose to make their life more difficult than?
No.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
It's funny. I have two good friends of mine, my age. We're going out with very young girls. One was 26, and the other was maybe, 30. And one of them is very confident, and the other one has always been insecure. And he said, Howard, the insecure one, said to me, how does Mike, deal with it? I was talking to Mike, because Howard thinks everybody's looking at him because he's such a young girl. And Mike said, hey, just tell Howard, everybody's jealous.
Yeah.
Every man wishes they could be with a 26-year-old,
Yeah.
And, it's, but, it was just so funny the way, because one is insecure, thinks everybody's looking at him because, he's a pervert or something. And the other one says, just tell him everybody's jealous. They all wish they could be,
I go back and forth between those two extremes, depending
on the day and how much sleep you've had.
On our YouTube channel, we'll get comments like somebody will watch something and they'll go, "Oh, cool, a father-daughter channel." And
stop, yeah.
It's funny though. Did you
I
ever
was like
notice?
once or twice.
No, but did you ever notice all the bad comments we get? It's so interesting. They never have a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was one that was literally like unknown or
the guy's name was unknown or something.
Yeah, which I love. I love all these people, and you know what? All these people who don't have a picture and have bad comments. I just think, you know what? They've been hurt somewhere. Someone's hurt them. They wanted to go out with an older person or a younger person or whatever. They've been taken, and they just can't get over it. It's just sad.
I told her unhappy people want you to be unhappy also.
Yeah.
And they've had bad experiences. It's funny this is kind of another route, but the Daily Mail articles, so there are like couples in the Daily Mail articles with older, younger, or whatever. And there are lots of negative comments and some positive ones for like we were in the Daily Mail and there were some negative comments, but you can click on someone's negative comment and follow their profile. And I clicked on one and they literally have negative comments everywhere. They're like so pessimistic. I felt bad. Like, instead of feeling like mad at this person, I just felt bad for them because like, is that all they have to do? They like comment every day negatively.
Yeah, it's just, it's sad. It's sad.
Yes.
I'm getting a little used to it now, but I still see the looks in like grocery stores and stuff. It's okay if we're just walking together and it looks like, we're picking out something. But then if we touch each other, then I'll notice like the older ladies my age will kind of like, so.
I don't notice anything. I'm oblivious.
She's oblivious.
Well, that's how we're both oblivious.
That's great.
Ignorance is bliss.
Love is bliss.
Sometimes sometimes I'll just holler at her from across the store and I'm like, do you think your mother would like this? you know.
You have fun.
I have fun. Yeah. So anything else that you can think of?
Well, you common.
Oh yeah. What do you guys have in common that people always say to us that, well, what can you have in common? What do you run out of things to talk about? And we don't. We talk all the time, and we're together all the time, and we just never run out of things to talk about. She likes music she likes the Beatles and Bob Dylan. And so I do like to show her older television shows or movies that maybe she sort of just knew about, but didn't.
Oh, wait, how do you deal with black and white, Sarah?
No, not
Oh,
that.
thankfully, don't have to do
Well,
that.
actually, I am going to try to get her to watch It's a Wonderful Life for
Yeah.
Christmas with Jimmy Stewart, which is black and white. So
Yeah,
I can't, there must be a colorized version out there. I
Yeah.
can't make Aaron watch it black and white.
But you
I
do
can't.
do you like sharing with him stuff that he's never even heard of before? Or because I like that when I say, you don't know who this is, you know.
Yeah, well, no, I do try and tell him, great shows or great movies. Yeah, I tell him about, but I don't I'm not going to force it on him. But no, I do tell him about things that I love, certainly, or great books and stuff. And
Mhm.
Luckily, she knows more about things like the Beatles and Dylan say than I do. So we're excited about seeing this new Beatles documentary that came out recently.
Yeah.
But
The
she likes the old
Thanksgiving.
music, and I like the newer music. I had to tell her who Billie Eilish was. So it's weird.
It's like I partially live under a rock too. So he is the one that is more up to speed on like modern music,
Pop culture.
Just
Mhm.
I am not.
I like that. I mean, I count on Aaron to keep me current, like in music, because I stopped listening to music like 20 years ago. And so it's not, so he's able to keep me current on it and stuff. I ask him, but I like to know. And so it's nice.
Yeah, that's him for me. He is he's also my news in the
Google,
morning.
for Google.
My Google, my news, my what does this mean? So that's nice. Yes.
What do you think is a big strength of your relationship?
A big strength?
Yeah. Or some strengths? Are there?
Well, I mean,
For me, it's like it's a strength, but it's also a weakness, is that we're really similar personalities. So everything that one of us can do, we both do really strong, but the things that we can't do, neither of us can do. So it's kind of like, it can be a bit of a disaster sometimes as well.
Yeah, I'd say, we're both, I love the fact, I think we're both willing to try anything. We're adventurous. We love, we love doing things. We love, in the same token, we love being in the house with each other, but we love getting out. We love doing things. We love traveling. We love adventure. We love, yeah. But I haven't thought about, I don't know what really strengths you're thinking about. That's it.
Like communication,
yeah.
Is that the only
Communication.
strength?
Let's go talk. Communication. Okay, over each other. But
No, I was.
Yeah.
You like the same thing. Yeah, I was gonna ask about your trip to France recently, because you
Oh, that
got
was
out
great.
before Omicron got you back in again.
Oh, no, that
Hopefully
was
it
funny because
doesn't.
actually my closest friend who was going out with the younger woman, he died, and
Mm.
she got married. She just got remarried again 3 years
How lo-
later.
How long? 2 years later?
No, it was three. He died about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Okay,
And
wow.
so anyway, she lives in California, but she got remarried in Paris. And,
Okay, that's
oh.
them. Okay.
Yeah, so so it was a blast. But that's what I say about Aaron. Hopefully, if something happened, and I'm sure Mike would have been thrilled. The thought of seeing Aaron unhappy, that would kill me. I'll be dead. So, but the thought of it would kill me. But anyway, so Paris was great. The weather sucked, but it was great. And it was just great to see her, see her so happy again and stuff.
That is really good. Maybe we could talk to her sometime.
Yeah.
We'll ask you about that.
I kind of want to know, and I don't know which one of you want to answer this, because I went through a thing recently where I felt kind of guilty that, am I stealing away the good years of her life regarding that kind of thing. So then if something does happen to me and she has to meet someone later on, could she have met somebody her age sooner and started a family or something like that?
'Cause he
So I
says
go through
women-
that. Well, I just go through that guilt of like, oh, I'm wasting this part of your life. And so I don't know.
I think it's
you feel me
because
there?
you got a lot of, you feel like the women that you've met at your age are like sad or depressed or not happy with their life. Because I think I'll be a happy
Oh, okay,
40-year-old.
yeah.
So that
No,
might
I
have
never
to
feel
do it.
guilty about taking Aaron's best years. No,
Well,
I mean.
Well, all good for me.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Aaron said look, like Aaron said, he thinks about my dying. I think that's what he said. I think about my dying too, not my dying, but the last thing I ever want to do is be infirm, and I will, and have him have to take care of me. And if I'm, if I'm infirm, I have no problems really with, I don't want to be around if I'm infirm. So, he'll have to get, I'll say goodbye. But
What about slowing down? Do you worry about
No.
slowing down and he still wants to go?
well, look, this is funny.
Oh, yeah.
We were at the gym about 6 months ago, and they have these tests you could take, you stand on this machine and stuff. And so you put in your age and your weight and all this stuff. And I think physically, or I don't know, they take everything in consideration. I was younger than Aaron. So
Yeah.
So I'm not too concerned. No, I'm not really that concerned about slowing down.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure we have 15 good years before,
Yeah.
and then, Aaron will be, 42, and he's not, yet spring chicken then either. He's gonna be slowing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do, because like she notices, she'll look at old Facebook memories and she'll be like, you used to go out and go bowling with people and you went to parties and now you just want to kind of like watch Netflix. And I don't know. So I'm like,
Yeah.
we still get out and do stuff, but she's like, you used to actually go out a lot and do things with people.
No, I'm the one dragging Aaron to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in the summertime when it was really warm, he would always want to bike ride. So I don't think he gives himself enough credit, and he walks all day,
Mhm.
not all day, but he walks a lot, walking dogs if he has a busy day. So I think he'll be okay too. And he's actually faster than me, like in
Yeah.
in terms of problem solving. His
Yeah.
brain is sharper. So
We'll see how we do in March. We're going to, my family winters in Arizona, so Aaron will be meeting him for the first time, but we'll also be hiking the Grand Canyon, so. we'll
that'll
see.
be a test.
We're thinking about we're going to take a trip in the later in January when all of our holiday dog walking, pet sitting stuff. And we're
Everyone
thinking
else
about
goes.
we're going to go west, and we're thinking about doing Grand Canyon. And I saw that you could kind of hike through, and I wondered about that. She might have to carry me. at some point, but-
I do
Well,
have
we're
cardio on him.
We're gonna do the first day, we're gonna do a helicopter ride, and then the
Oh,
second day, we're gonna hike up and down in, in one day. A lot of people do it too. There's a hotel at the bottom, or tents at the bottom. But yeah, so we're gonna go up and down in one day. But they
nice.
say no matter what your age or what, it takes almost everybody just twice as, no matter what your age or how quick you are, it takes everybody just about twice as long to get up as it does to get down.
Mhm.
But I can't believe I've been to Arizona so often and I've never been there.
You need
So-
it in the Grand Canyon.
Me neither.
Yeah, it'll be our first time in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
We'll let you know how it is.
Yeah, we'll give you like a 2-month heads up.
Oh, yeah, so you're gonna be going in January?
Yeah, we're gonna
Like
head. We're gonna try to go through like Arizona, Nevada, head on out to the coast in California. Want to get to Southern California if we can, but we're just gonna
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
take our time and.
Mhm. Darren's
You know, you might
"That's
like too. Oh, you might like also, but I would do it before the Grand Canyon because it might be a letdown if you do it after. But there's a really nice town called Sedona,
Oh,
and it-
okay.
Mhm.
and it's about, if you're in Scottsdale, the Grand Canyon's like 4 hours away, and Sedona's like 2. And it's all
Okay.
these bedrock formations and stuff, and it's a cute
Ooh.
little artsy town and stuff.
I love that.
It's really nice. You might want to spend the night there.
All right.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, and then yeah, the Grand Canyon should be great. Southern California, I love it.
Mhm.
I'm afraid I won't want to come back. Let's just open up a t-shirt stand.
Well,
on
I
the
gotta
beach.
tell you, I think it might beat Missouri, but I've never been
Yeah.
there. So I'm not sure.
No, your
It's
hunch
not
is
fair.
correct.
And Michigan.
Mhm.
So.
And I have a question I didn't ask earlier, but it would have worked earlier. But
Okay.
I asked about same-sex couples, so same-sex couples and the age gap and male same-sex couples. But is that also as common for female same-sex couples to be in an age gap?
Oh, I know nothing about lesbians.
No, you're not like friends with a bunch of JK. That's not my
Do-
stereotype.
Oh, but no, I do, I do know someone,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as common. I just know, who her girlfriends were and they've been mostly her age. So I guess it's just like men, it's whoever you fall in love with. Well, I don't know. He likes old men. But, so I just find, I find it so odd. I mean, I'm lucky he does like old men
Mhm.
or older men. But yeah, I just find it so odd to have preferences like that, it's just.
Yeah.
It's who you love. Love is love.
I still ask every day, I'm like, what are you doing with me? What do you see in me?
He does, and I tell him to knock it off, and he does not listen.
But yeah, I don't think gay men and lesbians ever even interact, right? That,
No, that's not really super, but I don't know. I mean, I know lesbians, but I can't tell you anything really
yeah,
about them.
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to talk.
If
to
you
a
know
couple-
any that are in age gap relationships, send them our way.
Yeah. Cool. And then I wanted to ask about your futures together, kind of like wrap up question. What do you want to do in the future? Do you want to stay in Dublin? What do you want to do together?
As I said before, I'm happy going wherever Aaron wants to go. I mean, I could work from anywhere. It's his career.
Yeah.
But I think, we both love to travel. So I mean, I'd love it, at one point if he, had a job that was, he could, kind of set his own hours and stuff. But here they get a lot more vacations anyway than they do in the
Yeah.
States. But no, so yeah, I mean, I'm willing to go anywhere. It's well, most, 99% of the places. I don't like Tunisia.
That seems obscure, but maybe it's not.
She wants me to go to Amsterdam. So will we really miss the Costco over there?
Yes.
Aaron
me, you
loves
will.
Costco.
I love Costco.
More
Oh
than-
God, it's my favorite. So I call it the $500 club because everything's so inexpensive, but every time you walk out of the store, it's $500. I can't wait to take Aaron.
Mike, not to make you jealous, but we went yesterday
did.
and I think we might go again today. We were gonna check out some eyeglasses. 'Cause, I don't know.
I still have my Costco card here.
Okay.
That's the thing. You can get rope and eyeglasses and prescriptions and
Diamonds.
meat
new
and
shirt.
Everything.
$5
Underwear.
bargain.
No, we're taking, when we come back from America, I mean, we'll be taking like two full-size suitcases full of Costco.
Cool.
I mean, I cannot wait.
Yeah, pack a $5 chicken in there too.
Good. I love how happy you guys are. It's inspiring.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love it too.
I
I
said,
love being this happy.
I told her, I said, I wish I had somebody look at me the way Aaron looks.
And I said, yes, you do, you dumbass.
Anyway, well,
I
thank
can't
you
see
so
how-
much for letting us talk to you today.
No, it's been fun.
Thanks for having us on. It was really good.
And I
Yeah.
hope you, when you do get back from the Grand Canyon, I hope you send us some tips.
Oh, we'll probably have some
Yes.
videos. We'll post some videos.
Yes,
For
we'll,
sure.
we'll send you an email and we'll yeah, and we'll make sure that, if we ever talk again, we'll get it in Irish time,
I love that. I was
Not
thinking-
India.
I was thinking, I wonder if they have Missouri time.
She's right. I verify it. Google said it was like IST, Irish Standard Time, or
Like-
Ireland Standard Time. Like, okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
Google has it all, except those first responses on Google are a little bit of a trap. Could be wrong. Where can people find you? Because we
Oh,
can put all
yeah.
your links and stuff on.
Oh, Aaron?
So you can find our website is it's www.queerdays.com, but we're also on Facebook and Instagram as or Queer Days, and then our YouTube channel it's Queer Days as well. So if you type in any of those, you'll find us somewhere.
Yep.
Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks, guys.
Have a good holiday
Okay.
time.
Thank you too.
All
See
right.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.